There's something magical about the bond between a human and their dog. It's a connection built on love, loyalty, and those unspoken moments that touch our hearts forever. Welcome to A Dog's Devotion, a podcast that celebrates the incredible ways dogs change our lives and sometimes even save them. Hi, I'm Carla Basagi, and in each episode we'll share powerful, heartfelt stories of dogs who have rescued their humans just as much as they've been rescued themselves. From acts of bravery to the quiet, everyday love that heals, these stories will make you laugh, cry, and even appreciate your furry best friend even more, if that is at all possible. Do you have a story that you'd like to share? I'd love to hear it. Join us on A Dog's Devotion, because every dog has a story, and every story deserves to be told.
Juniper! It's Miss Juniper's first birthday, and her mom got these amazing cookies. Look how good these look. We got the whole crew, the puppy crew on board today. Yes, Koopy, I know. You're going to get some. Okay, so we got the whole puppy crew on today. We're going to give these out to everybody, and we'll see what they think about these, okay? So we'll start at the front here. Miss Bella. This is Sirius's sister. Miss Bella. There you go. Big, big, big bone. I know Benny's not going to eat this. Benny! Oh, I'll give him beef liver because he'll eat beef liver. Okay, here's your cookie. There you go. Gotta eat it like there. Okay, babies. We got the two babies. Everybody loves the babies. Okay, here's the babies. We got Silka, and then we got her brother. We'll go halvesies on these. There you go, because you guys are just babies. Good job, guys. You guys like that?
Now, today is going to be a really fun day because we're jumping on board something truly special, a dog bus. An actual bus full of furry passengers run by none other than Denzel Morrison and his mom, Belinda, the dynamic duo behind Ruff and Puff, which is located in Calgary, Alberta. Now, the love of dogs is basically in Denzel's DNA, right? I mean, his mom is also the founder of CB Rescue, one of Calgary's well-known dog rescue organizations. And clearly, the apple didn't fall from the dog park. Sorry, Denzel, I got to put these in here. We'll chat about how you and Ruff and Puff got rolling, what it's like to chauffeur a crew of excited pups, and how this family's deep devotion of dogs is creating a ripple effect of kindness in their community. As many of you know, this podcast, as I mentioned, is inspired by my beloved Max, who gave me so much more than I could ever repay. And stories like Denzel's remind me that dog people like Denzel and I and his mom and you listening, well, we just get it. So buckle up, because today's ride is full of tail wags, dog hair, and a whole lot of heart. Let's hop on board with Denzel Morrison. Hi, Denzel. How are you? Yeah, sorry about all the puns, man, but I couldn't help it. It's just too easy. So thanks for taking the time to speak with me today. I've been following you guys on Instagram, and right off the top, you've amassed a huge following, and 27,000 followers is the last when I looked this morning.
Yeah, we got a whole bunch of followers now. It's crazy how much we've grown just from the beginning. I remember in the very beginning, I didn't actually use social media, right? So like I didn't even have my own personal social media account, right? So I was really fresh, didn't really know what I was doing, but kind of just dove into it. And once the ball started rolling, started figuring it out, and it's crazy. I still don't have my own personal Instagram, but
You've got one for Ruff and Puff.
I know.
So I want to cover a bunch of topics with you, but let's start with your mom, Belinda, who started the CB Rescue Shelter in Calgary, which, if for people in the States don't know, Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And you're also a dog lover. So dog love runs in your family. When did your mom start the shelter, and how old were you when you got involved?
I think I was around 13. My mom started it. It was around no, I was probably 16, but we got our first dog when I was 13. So I got my first dog when I was 13.
She was?
My mom was actually terrified of dogs. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, she didn't like dogs. She was scared of them, like because she got attacked when she was young, right, by some dog or whatever, and she kind of had a fear of dogs, and so she never wanted to get a dog. Didn't want anything to do with dogs, and then finally she cracked when I was probably around 13 years old. Got one dog, fell in love with her. She was an awesome dog. It was the first dog I got, my first dog, Miko. So yeah, fell in love with her. Then got another dog because she loved Miko so much. Loved her, Maya. And then just from there, she's just
Mhm.
sort of like, okay, well, I just really love dogs now, right? So then I remember one time, my mom's just a really like passionate, helpful lady who just like will kind of help anyone. You know what I mean? So she started like transferring that to dogs, and she found a dog in our neighborhood that was like kind of neglected, and she wanted to help it find a home. And then that was the first dog. I think it was Shakira. I don't know. It was a husky mix, and that was the first dog she ever rescued.
Mhm.
Right. So I was probably around 16 then. Yeah, I'm 30. I'm 32 now, so
Wow.
that was 16
It's
years ago or something,
amazing how
right?
your mom
Yeah.
started being afraid
Yeah,
of dogs,
16.
and then now is her life is based on dogs.
Yeah, like she went full crazy
That's
dog lady
okay.
for sure.
I'm a crazy
Like
dog lady
she's got
too.
like her house. No, it's cool. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah, it's all good. It's in a good way, right? So, but she's got like I didn't. Most times she's got like anywhere between like 5 to 12 dogs in her house, like on average, right? So, but like yeah, like
At the
she went
spectrum, she went
definitely on
from
the
one
other end
side
of
to
the
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 others.
spectrum with that.
The rescue itself, I'm assuming, runs on
Yeah.
the help of volunteers that come in and walk the dogs and feed them, because I did that for quite some
Yeah.
time. It's
Yeah. Yeah. So she's mostly foster based. So yeah, like mostly foster based. And so that's the biggest thing, right? Cause she's like, yeah, she doesn't have her own facility and everything yet. So yeah, but she's, yeah, foster based. So that's the
right.
biggest thing is a lot of times is finding fosters, especially like right now. Like it's the rescue right now is a little bit tough just because I don't know why, but it's kind of hard to get
Why
some
do you
dogs
think
adopted right
that
now.
is? I
So
mean, I know,
like
remember
harder
during
than it has
COVID,
been.
everybody wanted a dog. And then after, I've heard this before,
Yeah.
it's getting more difficult to get people to adopt
Yeah.
dogs. I wonder why.
Yeah, I think there was like an influx of dogs during
Mhm.
COVID. People getting dogs, and then maybe like, they went
Right.
back to work. That was a lot of theory, right? That people went back to work, and then they couldn't take care of the dogs, or because maybe they had behavior issues because they were around them all the time, and then you know what I mean, go back to
Right.
work, and now they got a dog who's a little bit crazy, etc., right? Or whatever, like not trained as well, or just used to them being home all the time. So yeah, that could create issues, and then they can't
Right.
handle it. That could be it, right? So and then it kinda just stacked upon each other, so
It's
that's
it's
my
it's too
theory,
bad
but
because I know there's so many dog
yeah.
rescues out there and so many fosters that need a home. It just breaks your heart every
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Yeah. Now,
yeah,
when did you decide to
100%.
become a dog trainer?
When I got my first dog I got
Oh,
one they're actually
cute.
playing right now, I got 2 dogs here. I got yeah,
Toby.
like this is Toby, he's from the Dominican.
Yeah.
Toby was rescued from the Dominican. I was his flight angel, actually, and then, Rolo was my first dog. I got him when I was working one of my old
Mhm.
jobs in, Saskatchewan. Yeah, I was working up Saskatchewan, and then I went to, like, just visit an SPCA over there, and then I kinda fell in love with Rolo. Took him home, and then he's been mine since, so he's, like, 6 now, so it's about 6 years ago because I started training him, like, I started noticing he had a little bit of issues, right? So then I really dove into training then.
Mhm.
I was training a little bit before there with my mom's rescue before then, just helping out with the dogs, etc., right? But usually with Rolo, I was like my own, and I kind of dove right into it pretty hard, like a lot of researching and etc., 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 just trying, and then also just like trying stuff on like the all the rescue dogs, right? So it was probably about 6 years
I
ago
think
that
it
I
takes a
kind of
special
started
person
training.
to be a dog trainer. You need to have patience. You need to be able to bond with animals, and not everybody has that. What
Yeah.
qualities do you think that you have that make you a good dog trainer?
I do think it's patience is huge, right? And a lot of dog training is boring. People think dog training glamorous or whatever, but like it's repetitive. It's repetitive, 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 and it's just like small like incremental things, right? That build up upon each other that help the dog grow, etc. Right? So it
Right.
definitely patience is probably the biggest thing, and also just like a will to keep understanding or like a want to keep understanding. Like you don't know everything. Every dog's different, just like people, right? So you got to keep figuring it out. Like this dog
Right.
might be like this dog might be like this. You know what I'm saying? So it's not all clear cut. And it's like, to some people, I feel like that's frustrating because it's not like a blueprint, right? It's not just like, boom, that's what you do, right? Every dog's different. You got to work different approaches for each dog. So I think just
Yeah,
being
I
open
agree. And
is
when you
a big thing.
foster dogs, you don't know these dogs' past. I mean, my dog Max came from Los
Yeah.
Cabos. He was 2 years old, and I got him from a rescue when I was living in Calgary. And I had no idea what his past was. I mean, I don't know what he
Mhm.
went through. Luckily, he was perfectly trained for some reason. He was a really good dog. It was like
Oh,
he
really?
was somebody's dog, and he escaped, and they never found him because he slept at the foot of the bed. He was good
Oh,
on the
that's fantastic.
leash. He went to the washroom outside.
Yeah.
But I know with a
Okay.
lot of these fosters, they're street dogs, and so who knows the tortures that they've been through, and you have to
Yeah.
deal with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And you just, yeah, you never know, right? So, yeah, it's tough sometimes. Sometimes it's really easy. Sometimes being a street dog, to some
Mhm.
dogs, it kind of helps them just being more social, right? Like socialized in the sense of, hey, they've experienced a lot of different things. They know what's out there. And then if they don't
True.
have anything traumatic, then it's kind of like a win, right?
Yeah.
So it
Now,
depends on each dog,
from
right?
CB rescue to dog
Yeah.
trainer, how did you and your mom Belinda start the Ruff and Puff bus? I mean, this to me is a dream
Yeah.
job. Having a bunch of dogs that you drive around is amazing. I would do it in a second. How did you get the idea and when did it start?
So the idea was probably
Yeah.
6 or 7 years ago. Probably 6 years ago. Probably honestly when I got Rolo around there, right? I like kind of figured I'm like, I want to do something with dogs, right? Like at some point in my life, like a job with dogs, right? So I was kind of just thinking, I'm like, dog walking's kind of cool. I like dog walking. I remember seeing a video of a guy who had a
Mhm.
yellow, just like a yellow van, and he was talking about it, and he was just talking. He had like 15 dogs in this yellow van, and I was like, this guy's nuts. Like it was just like crazy. I'm like, he just puts them all in there free. I'm like, that's like that gave me a little bit of anxiety, but he seemed happy, right? And so he was talking about it, and he said a lot of the people in his community said it was. They reminded it that van reminded them of like
Right.
a school bus because it was a yellow van, right? It's funny because it's like so many dogs going, they're like going to school or something, right? And I kind of like thought about that, and I was like, well, what if I actually get a school bus, right? So then I was like, huh. And I'm like, I'll actually get a school bus, and I feel like it'll be better because they won't all be free, like just
Right.
free for all, like because if you got an accident or something happens, like that's just kind of like, oh god, right? So they'll all be strapped in, harnessed in, strapped in into their seats, so it's like a lot safer. And then it's also like kind of like this nostalgic vibe of like school, right? Like with kids, like it's the same thing, right? Like people view their dogs as like almost as kids in this day and age, right? So like I'm like that, what, like that would work, I feel like. So I kind of just like thought about it. Then we went to just go buy a bus. My mom helped me get a bus. We went in it together, picked up a bus and kind of just wrapped it. And then yeah, kind of started from there. In the beginning, it was a lot of like rescue dogs, right? There was a lot of rescue dogs, like
Mhm.
dogs my mom knew from the rescue that I got adopted and come on the bus. That's kind of how I got it rolling.
I
But
think it's great.
yeah,
So tell everybody how it works because obviously you mentioned safety. So the dogs are strapped in. Do you pick up the dogs and then drop them off at home after? And do you have the same dogs every week? And how often do you take them out?
yeah, okay. So we pick them up. The parents sometimes are home, sometimes they're not. We just pick them up. We'll go to the park for about an
Oh,
hour. We
terrific.
have
So
a
you've got your
private
own
dog park that we
enclosed
go to.
park. You're not in
So
a
it's just
big open public park then.
yeah, and that's another one of the safety things that we wanted. It's like we needed it at some point. We're like,
Mhm.
well, we need it to be private, right? I don't want to take sometimes
Wow.
we have 20 dogs on the bus. Sometimes, well, actually, probably the most we've had is probably 24. But I don't want to take 24 dogs to a public park because that's just insanity, right? So I was like, okay, well, we need a fenced-in
Mhm.
private area to do this, right? So I'm pretty lucky because where I live in Calgary, there's a lot of places around actually we can rent private dog parks, and I have a pretty good relationship with one lady over here who owns a vet clinic and has a little private dog parks. Yeah, that's where I take them. Um,
Fun.
yeah, and
Yeah.
we go there for an hour, play for a bit, and then we come and
Oh, you
we
take them
load
back
back
to
up
their
and we drop
parents'
them
home.
back off at home.
Okay, that's terrific. Now, I also
Yeah,
read
yeah, yeah.
somewhere that these dogs better be good because apparently you give a report card to the parents at the end of the day.
Yeah, yeah. So there's report cards, where we include photos, how they did at the day, during the day, who they played with, etc. You know what I'm saying? Just give a little update to the parents. And then we also just posting on Instagram a bunch, right? That's where most people view all their stuff for their pets. We have a specific pet parent Instagram too, not just the main one where we kind of put
Right.
more like day-to-day stuff on for the pet parents and
Oh,
so
and
they can
it's
see the
so
videos
fun.
of their
I've
dogs
seen,
playing,
you
etc.
celebrate Valentine's, so they get treats, and then when it's a dog's birthday, he gets a little hat on and a cake.
Yeah,
You must
yeah.
find that the dogs really open up and bond with not only each other but with you as well.
Yeah, yeah. The dogs know. Like it's funny because like usually, well, we always give the treats at the end of the
Yeah.
park because then they're like way way more chill, calm. That you're at, while the zoomies out, and they usually kind of know what's coming. Especially if I'm stopping and like we're just talking, and I'll start like getting the treats ready. So they're all really good about it because they kind of know what the deal is, right? And but yeah, they definitely know, right? Because
Of
they're all sitting there
course,
kind
they're
of
waiting. Is there a
waiting.
special treat that you give them that they like better than another?
I don't know. Like usually, like our
Oh, that's
go-to is like beef
I was
liver.
gonna all
It's
dogs
just
love
like the
beef liver.
classic. Yeah, it's the classic. It's the classic. And then like yeah, we have all those events, right? Like, and it's crazy because a lot of the pet parents, like the dog parents, they'll make treats for the
Right.
dogs, right? And then like for their birthdays, etc., right? And they'll send it in, or like Easter is coming up. We got a lady, and she always makes so many little treats for the dogs, right? Every event, like she'll like make this special thing.
So cute.
Benny's mom. So they're just awesome. Like the parents, like our clients we have, are just so awesome. They love it all,
Well,
and they like really like
I
to get
think you
involved.
and your mom provide such a great
So
service. I mean, people who leave the house 8, 9 hours a day, they go to work, they come home, they're tired. You know what it's like, and you just want to relax in front of the TV and have something to eat, but you've got a dog and you have to walk it. So this is so much better
yeah,
than a dog staying at home alone all day. I think it's brilliant.
yeah, exactly.
Because I think it's such a brilliant idea, I hope that you're going to expand.
Yeah. So currently we have plans. We're looking at getting another bus from the States right now. Just shipped in here. So we'll have two buses. And then I want to get a third bus really quick. I have had plans to expand, but it's just
Mhm.
so much. Like running a business is crazy. And then especially if you're running a business that's kind of never been done before, like figuring it all out, how it works and such is interesting. It's been a lot of hours to, it's not as easy as just like, oh, drive a bus. There's so many little things, behind the scenes stuff that take a lot of my time. So the operating is still a lot, and then you got to try to build the business right itself as well. So doing that, but finally getting there now. So I kind of got a handle on things, and so we're gonna be getting another bus. We're looking to get a bigger park right now. Like where we're renting this different section with our own area right now. I'm looking to make a bigger one and hopefully have like we're
Oh,
gonna put like a dog
fun.
pond in
Go
there
chase
so
after
they can swim
sticks and
around and
balls.
stuff.
They love that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like make a little launch thing so they can jump off into the pond and like you know, you gotta like make it super cool, super cool. So just in the process of
Great.
kind
Well,
of
you've done a
figuring
great
that out
job
and
so
doing that
far.
right now. So
Can I ask you what were some of the more difficult hurdles you had to overcome to get this bus going?
in the beginning, it's just because it's unknown territory. Like the insurance was a little bit like, what's going on here, or like even just registering the bus because it's not like we're not transporting people, right? So like that's a little bit different, right? That was just the very beginning, but and the biggest thing, honestly, would be the bus repairs. Like the bus repairs almost
Mhm.
put me under multiple times because it's a lot more money to repair a bus than just like a regular
Right.
van just 'cause it's like a heavy duty vehicle, right? So like yeah, I spent a lot a lot of money on repairs and thank God we made it through that because a couple times I
Oh,
was like, I don't know, we might have to not do this anymore because it would just yeah, and it was just so much money. It was crazy. I was like, this is nuts. Like we're just losing money based on these repairs. It was crazy but made it through that, which was awesome.
good.
And yeah, so now we're doing well,
Well,
and
I
hopefully
wish you
everything's
all the
just on the up and
best.
up.
I'd love to know, since you spend
Yeah.
so much time with these dogs, if there's one hilarious or heart melting moment that's happened recently on the bus that really sticks out in your
Well, I guess like heart melting moment, like wow, like heart melting as in
happy,
sad or like
happy. We want
happy.
to be happy. Yes.
Happy? Yeah. Okay. Well, lately it's just the puppy day. It's just been like great. It's just like real. It's just like we do that every Monday, and so it's specifically only puppies, and it's always just like really, really a good time when you just have little baby puppies running around. Like you can just lie down on the ground, and they'll just run all over you, and you're just like nice and relaxed because it's just like
Yeah.
way chiller, right? Because they're just little guys, right? So there's nothing like you don't have to manage as much, right? Just like those puppy days
So
are, yeah, I
Monday
look
is
forward to
puppy
them a
day.
lot.
So is every day a different day? Like I think I saw there was a bus full of golden retrievers.
Yeah, so sometimes we do like little special days like that, like a maybe like a little breed specific day. We need to do more of those. We've done like golden retriever day, lab
Yeah. Oh,
day. I
doodles
want
are
to do
so
like maybe a
popular
doodle
these
day or
days.
something.
You need to do a doodle
Yeah,
day.
yeah, 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 yeah. So I want to do one of those. But yeah, like during for the week wise, it's we have Mondays or puppy days, and then Usually what we do is we sort it by community as of right now, just so we're not driving all over the city. We sort it by community. So it'll be like Tuesdays, this part of the city,
Yeah.
Wednesdays, this part of the city, you know what I'm saying? And then etc. Then
Oh,
on Fridays we
that
have
would
a
be
small
so
dog day. So
fun.
that's just for the small. Yeah, yeah. Just so the little guys have a chance to
Yeah.
run around,
Well,
you
you
know,
don't
and
you
not
you
get
can't have a
trampled,
husky
etc.
and a Yorkie together on the bus, I would think, right? It just doesn't go.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. On the bus, it's okay, but
Right.
like at the park, it's just like a whole other story
Yeah,
because
of
they're just
course.
like
Now,
such a big
I'm
size difference.
curious because mums and sons have ups and downs in their relationship. I mean, we all do. I mean, I've had problems. I didn't speak to my mom for years. What's it like working so closely with your mom?
Okay. My mom's taking
Right.
a step back just because she's so busy with the rescue and stuff. So mostly had I like she's just kind of in the background, helps out when it's needed, whatever, right?
Yes.
Just because the rescue stuff is a lot. Like it's a lot, a lot. It's literally 24/7, you know, managing a rescue. So but otherwise me and my mom get together are understand each other pretty well. We do the same thing, we know how it goes. You know, obviously you have ups and downs,
Yeah.
like or like little, you know,
Yeah.
with your parents. Like any family
Oh,
member you
I
get into
know.
like a
I know
business
that
with, you're
too
like,
well. Yeah,
ah,
so
okay,
true.
but so yeah, yeah. So my mom is taking she's taking a big step back. So it's not like I don't have to deal with we don't deal with each other that too much, but like she's always helpful if I need
Oh,
it or
good.
whatever, right? So but
I'm glad to
yeah,
hear.
no,
Now,
it's
what's the
good.
most
We have a good
important lesson
relationship.
she's taught you when it comes to dogs or rescue work?
I don't know if it's like a lesson in itself. It's just empathy, I guess, in its like all aspects of it, right? It's just I've always watched my mom. She's done so many things for so many different people. Like she's great. Like she helps so many people, like anyone and everybody. So I've learned that just from her, like that just like having that want to be able to help people to get better, dogs to get better, help a dog that is in need, right? Just the whole empathetic side of my mom, I really
That's
kind of
nice.
like she transferred it, I feel like, just from learning from her growing up. So I think that's
I
the
was going to
biggest thing
ask you
that
what
my mom's
how
taught me.
working with dogs has changed you in ways you didn't expect, and maybe that's one of the ways is empathy not only towards dogs but towards people as well.
Yeah. 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 100%. 100%. And yeah,
Right.
empathy and again, yeah, patience, right? Empathy and patience are probably the biggest things
Okay, another one
that
last
I've
question.
learned.
If you could tell the world one thing about rescue dogs or dogs in general, what would it be?
You
I agree.
Well, they're the best, but like the thing is, a lot of people again take it back to my mom's experience, right? People I've seen people that are like dogs. I don't know if I can ever have a dog. I don't know if I can ever have a dog. Foster a dog. You know what I mean? Watch a dog for a while, and I'm sure your
I
mind are going to
agree.
change because dogs are
Now
the best, right?
I
Like
prefer dogs over people.
you know what I mean?
Everyone pretty much knows that, and I'm
Yeah,
sure I'm sure you feel the same way.
yeah, 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 yeah. No, 100%. And like dogs are the best, right?
Yeah.
Because they're always happy to see you.
They're
You know
and
what I
they
mean?
when
They're
as soon
sad
as
when
you
you
walk in the
leave.
door, even if you're
Like,
gone for
you know what I
5
mean?
minutes, it's like you've been gone for a year and they're so excited.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And or even like the bus wise, like every time I
Oh,
pick a dog up, they're just so happy to see me, right? Happy to see all of us. Like I have so many videos where they're just jumping out the door, "Ah," or like waiting in the window. They can hear the bus
that's
pulling up because they can
amazing.
hear it because it's a diesel. So always waiting in the
So
window.
you're in the
Yeah.
Calgary
And they're just
area.
always
For
fun.
people in that region, can you give out your website, Instagram handle so that they can reach out to you?
Yep. Our website is Ruff and Puff, RuffandPuff.ca. And then all of our social media is Ruff and Puff YYC. So that's for our Instagram, our Facebook, our TikTok. I think we got Threads too. But yeah, that's
That's amazing.
yeah,
Well, I love your
that's all of our
Instagram posts. I
handles.
watch them every day. Nothing makes me smile more than watching your dogs on the bus
Thank you.
having a blast. And as I said, I think Denzel, you've got the best job in the world.
Yeah, no, it's an
Well,
incredible job, and
continued
I'm really blessed
success.
to
I
have
hope your
it. So
bus stays or doesn't break down anymore.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
good. Okay,
I
that's
got
what
a
you
good
need.
mechanic on hand now. So yeah, the one of the mechanic I have now, he's actually one of the bus
Dads. Okay.
the dogs
Because
dads. So yeah, so he's like he always he's helpful. He
well,
wants
I
to
was
always
gonna
help me
say
out, not kind of
that's what
screw
you
me
need as
over.
a
You know what I'm
best
saying?
friend
So
right now is somebody who's a mechanic who can fix buses.
yeah,
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 good. I'm glad.
yeah.
Well, Denzel,
I got a
thank you
good one.
so much. It was a real pleasure speaking to you about your work that you do with CB Rescue and of course Ruff and Puff the bus. You can follow them on Instagram at Ruff and Puff YYC, or at www.ruffandpuff.ca, or of course, as Denzel mentioned, they're also on Facebook. Thanks again for listening for this episode of A Dog's Devotion. And remember to give your buddy some extra love today. As Denzel and I both agree, dogs are the best, man's best friend. Take care of yours. Thanks so much for listening. Thank you, Denzel. You take care. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you for having me on, Carla.
I will. You too.
You have a good
Bye.
one. See ya. Bye.
Good. And that's a wrap on another unforgettable story from the heart, because when it comes to love, loyalty, and second chances, no one does it better than our dogs. They find us when we're lost, lift us when we're low, and teach us what true devotion really looks like. Thanks for listening. And remember, in this wild world, we're all just trying to find our way home. Sometimes it takes 4 paws to lead us there. So give your pup an extra cuddle today and cherish your time with him. Give him some extra treats too. I know he'll love them. This podcast is in honor of my best buddy, Max.